Hello everyone, welcome to the RAM News Network. I'm Kim McCullough, thanks for joining us. It's homecoming here at Albany State University and the campus is lit, as us students like to say. Homecoming kicked off on Monday at the amphitheater with city and county officials coming out to support. Student Government President Maya Palmer served as mistress of ceremony. She introduced her cabinet and the new Mr. and Mrs. ASU for 2016. And the activities for ASU Homecoming Week continue. Albany State held its annual Battle of the Halls in Hyper Gym. Each resident hall created a step routine to compete for the title of Best Resident Hall. The Battle of the Halls is just one of the many homecoming events scheduled for this week. North Hall walked away with first place prize, while Hall 5 came in at a close second. While you're out on the town for homecoming, make sure to stay safe and protect your belongings. Albany State Police have sent out a reminder to always park in well-lit areas. Make sure your windows are up and your doors are locked. Any valuable items should be taken out of the car or locked in your trunk. As ASU welcomes its alums back to the campus, the ROTC is saying farewell to one of its own. RAM News correspondent Cameron Brewer has more.
Albany State University ROTC students and faculty said their final goodbyes to their field cadre Jason Robert Gailey, who has been a cadre at ASU going on 3.5 years. Gailey has been set to move to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and help with instructoring and future leadership.
As a soldier, you get transferred to somewhere else, so I'm getting ready to go to Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
This is no surprise for Gailey, but just another mission accomplished. Although Gailey will be missed by students, Albany State University ROTC plans to continue the program by advancing the leadership of ROTC to make students become advanced, skillful, and a product of what the Army needs. Albany State ROTC teaches the importance of gun safety by demonstrating the proper usage, which is very important if involved in combat. Students paid very close attention as they were shown how to assemble and reassemble a gun. Major Smith said what he hopes the students will get out the program.
One of my goals, our goals, I like to say ours, my cadre here, is to develop the cadets into second lieutenants and develop their leadership skills, make sure they understand our 7 Army values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage.
Keenan Ward in ROTC training has an expectation for the ASU ROTC program and plans to have the values learned in this program.
I love the program. It challenged my body and my mind at the same time, and I get a lot out of it. What I plan to get out of the program is to be able to get a career and be able to support my family.
Thanks, Cameron. Coming up, after the break, a popular hairstyle could cost you your dream job. We'll tell you why. Also, Aborigine culture comes to Albany State University. Details after the break. Recently, the 11th U.S. Court of Appeals ruled it illegal to refuse to hire someone because of their dreadlocks. This ruling may cause or prevent several people from finding employment. I caught up with soon-to-be graduates on how the ruling could affect their future. At Albany State University, there are several students who sport dreadlocks as an everyday hairstyle. Many say their dreadlocks are an expression of who they are. Learning of the court's ruling, many students were disappointed and felt discriminated against because of their hair.
It's not right, because that means you're still discriminating against a certain ethnicity, because everybody doesn't have locks, or everybody can't get locks because their texture of their hair isn't like ours. So if you get what I'm putting down, like, this is another way of them holding us back.
Not only do students with dreadlocks feel they will be discriminated against, but some with natural hairstyles also feel they may have a hard time finding employment.
for it to be legal to not hire and or fire somebody that has dreadlocks, me being natural, I'm completely offended, because that hair doesn't base what your credentials are. Like, just because you have this kind of hair doesn't mean you're not fit to do a certain job.
The court ruling stems from a lawsuit filed on behalf of a potential employee that was declined a job offer because of her dreadlocks. The EEOC argued the job loss was a violation of the 1964 Civil Rights Act because it's a racial characteristic for African Americans.
Whatever my hair looks like does not determine my work ethic. It also doesn't determine who I am as a person. It only helps express who I am as a person.
I can still be successful in my job, my workplace, and still have dreadlocks.
We know what it is, you know. They have time to pass laws on hair, but they haven't passed laws on, you know, the KKK being a group of a terrorist group.
But not all students disagree with the court ruling about dreadlocks. In one student's opinion, dreadlocks can get messy and unprofessional.
My opinions is I agree because we have a constitutional right where it says that this nation does not discriminate against anyone as far as race, sex, religion, and I believe that dreadlocks now have become a fad and they're no longer for religious purposes.
Whether you agree or disagree with the court's decision, several students may have to make a decision on how far they will go to get that job. The Ram family has received cultural insight on Aborigine culture. As a part of the 2016 International Cultures Lecture Series, Albany State welcomed Dr. Belinda Wheeler. Wheeler is the author of the book that gives a broad look at Aborigine history, life today, and their contribution to the arts both in Australia and globally.
One of my jobs as a citizen of Australia, but also a global citizen, is to try to share that information with as many people as possible. So, you know, I think the more that people know about the work that the Australian Aboriginal community is doing, I think, you know, it's going to lift them up even more than they have been lifting themselves up. So I'm really glad to be kind of a part of this kind of global movement to kind of make more people aware of the awesome things that they're doing.
The informative event showed community members how some of the problems faced in America also happen in Australia as well. That's it for the Ram News Network. I'm Kim McCullough. Have a safe homecoming, everyone. And before you go, here's a look at your 7-day forecast.